Hey everyone, welcome to the program WRSA Radio. I'm your host G1. As always, hope you're having a good week. I've had a good one. It's been a light week. The weather's been good. Nothing stupid going on. Good things for a holiday weekend. Well, what is on the menu for this week? We got two topics today. First off is the big beautiful bill. And then I want to take a swing at the steaming pile of dog mess that is Disney's Ironheart. But first, let's get into the BBB, the big beautiful bill. Now, I'm not going to go into every aspect of this bill because I've yet to see a full rundown or an accounting or whatever of what actually made it in. There's been a lot of stuff kind of getting thrown around. It's in, it's out, we don't know, what got pulled out. So I don't have a list yet. But I want to focus on the NFA tax items and the betrayal that gun owners have just suffered, the gun community, the 2A community. I think that it is safe to say that gun owners played a significant part in delivering Congress to the control of the Republican Party. And as part of that deal, gun owners were looking to get favorable conditions for repeal of oppressive tyranny regarding our gun rights. We wanted payback. We've seen bills introduced in recent sessions that promise to repeal the NFA inclusion for suppressors and short-barreled rifles, only to see them fail time after time. Some of them never even seeing a floor vote. And this time was going to be different. It's all going to be different. Cue up the video of Lucy placing the football for Charlie Brown. And now insert the narrator voice. Only this time, it was not different. In fact, it was the same old backstabbing, dirty, low-down, snake-belly, underhanded dealing that we've always seen. The House manages to include provisions for removing suppressors, the SBRs and AOWs from the NFA. The Senate, best they could do is reduce the $200 tax to zero. And that is what passed and what was included in the bill. And even after Andrew Clyde, God bless him, even after he gave it one more shot and put in another amendment to remove those items from the NFA, and it never even got voted on in the House reconciliation. Thank you, Representative Clyde. I know you're a staunch supporter of gun rights. I know you yourself have been through the ringer with the government, with your gun business, so I know that you understand this. And if you don't know Andrew Clyde's background and what he did before he became a representative, you should go look it up and see what that man had to put up with. I appreciate the efforts, and I exclude you from the venom I'm about to spit at your colleagues. I hate these people. And that's strong language for me because I don't throw that around lightly. I reserve that kind of emotion or judgment for people who truly deserve it. And these people truly deserve it. They hate us. They think we're fools. And guess what? They're correct. We grovel to them and beg and plea and ask nicely to have just some of our rights back. And they spit in our face and give us half measures and bullshit. But this week is July the 4th. Our ancestors asked the king nicely on more than one occasion, and then they gathered up, they wrote down their demands, and they sent it to the king, telling him that they were going to have no more of his nonsense. And then they went to war with the most powerful military in the world at the time because of taxes and feeling that they were being exploited for the hard labor and productivity that they put in by people that were thousands of miles away across an ocean. And they went to war for something like a 7% tax. And today we pay something closer to 50% of our wealth into taxes and fees and other government nonsense. And if we include the heinous burden of interest that we pay to the filthy, usurious scum who run the banks, then it's closer to like 70% of our income being sucked away, drained away from us like our lifeblood by these vampires. Friends, this is how communist revolutions grow and turn into civil wars. This is the kind of fertile ground that breeds a communist revolution among the lower classes. These conditions cannot continue. I want a peaceful resolution to these conditions, but when we no longer can be assured that our representatives who we send to Washington actually represent us, then what recourse do we have? They will not change the rules and the conditions that we allow them to operate in. We must change them. We have to lay down the law and remind these people that they do not represent foreign governments or big corporate cartels or financial institutions. They are there because we put them there. They work for us. Now, I've ranted there for a minute, but I have to confess, I don't have a plan or a secret idea that's going to fix all this. I honestly, I don't know. I don't see this getting fixed until someone channels Washington and Jefferson and just openly defies them and things happen. But I hope I'm wrong there. I don't know. Maybe we can just primary every one of these sumbitches and put them back into the private sector. If we do that to every one of them and seek for a complete overturn of Congress, maybe that's it. Maybe we launch a campaign called Full Replacement, which seeks to replace every single member of Congress. No incumbents. Just kick them all out and start over. But we can't ever get to something like that. You can't get people to buy into something like that. It's always, no, not my guy. Not my guy. He's good. Even I just praised Andrew Clyde. Hey, you know what? If you can't get it done, you've been there for a few terms, maybe it's time to step aside and let somebody else do it. I'm willing to give that guy up, to put somebody else in there new who can get something done. Maybe combine that with legal actions to ban political action groups who represent foreign governments from lobbying Congress. Maybe then we can gain something that resembles what we should be seeing out of D.C. I don't know. I know that I don't like this big, beautiful bill. I think it does not include enough slashing cuts to spending and government programs. I don't think it codifies enough of the Doge findings. I don't think that it goes far enough to remove illegal aliens from the U.S. I don't think it does anything to stop future immigration growth and problems. It doesn't stop H-1B visas from screwing us. I don't think it provides enough tax relief for the common taxpayer. On and on and on. I think we could go well into the night talking about how this thing is not helping us. And I know that there are some things there that do help us, that are going to make certain things better. I don't think it, it's all bad. But it's why I hate these big encompassing bills like this. There are advantages when your party is the minority party, but by and large, these things are a heap of half measures, and they end up costing far more money in the long run. And that's money that we just don't have. But in terms of the NFA tax being reduced to zero, it's a consolation prize, and it truly is a consolation. It's like getting a divorce and losing everything to the wife, but at least you get to see the kids twice a month, and they come down and they visit you in the tent that you live in down by the river. But at least you get to see them, okay? At least you get to see them. The good news there with this inclusion is that it lays the groundwork for future action, okay? GOA, Gun Owners of America, in fact, and a group of other manufacturers, PSA and B&T and a couple other groups, they've already keyed up a lawsuit to go after the NFA on the basis that a registry of gun owners is illegal. Because the justification for the registration of NFA items was that it's not a gun registry, it's a tax registry, see? Well, if the tax is gone, the tax is zero, then you don't have a basis for the registration. So there is a thin light shining through the fog there, and maybe we can get what we wanted in the end. It just may take some additional legal action to get it done. And it's still a betrayal and a stab in the back by the people that we sent there to Washington to do the job that we wanted them to do, that they told us they were going to do. We shouldn't forget that. Don't let them off the hook when it comes time for the election. And keep watching how that all plays out in court. Like I said, that they have that lawsuit ready to go as soon as this bill is signed into law. So we'll see how that goes. Now, let's close the show with a short take on the new Disney Marvel show, Ironheart. This is total shifting gears here, and you know, I like to hit on pop culture things every once in a while, just because they're fun, and you know, if there's nothing else going on, it's good to kind of bring something a little bit lighter that doesn't really matter, but it is still a front and an aspect of the culture war. So let's dig into this a little bit. Ironheart. It is a garbage continuation of the theme of Disney's destruction of intellectual property. In this version, the formula is to take a successful male character played by a famous male actor and replace them with a poorly written and conceived female version played by a less talented unknown actress. And so far, well, let me tell you, this formula is hitting well below the Mendoza line, which is a baseball term if you don't know it. It means batting less than .125, meaning dumpster fire. This series is running on the so-called Disney Plus steaming service, and yes, I said steaming, that was on purpose. It is either the most poorly conceived and unself-aware show ever written, or just maybe it's a massive troll on people who greenlit this thing and they're just so out of touch with reality that they cannot recognize the self-owning racial stereotyping that is in every plot point and character in this show. The story begins with a young black female who is, because of course it does, and she is in a special program at MIT. Because it's just too rich. Special program for gifted geniuses with a coursework designed specifically for her. She has a grant from the Tony Stark Foundation, which is Robert Downey Jr.'s character, who is Iron Man in the Marvel Universe. He's a billionaire arms dealer and technology inventor and producer and these kind of things. So she has a grant to build her own version of the Iron Man armor. Basically, she has everything laid out for her on a silver platter. She has been handed success, and yet she keeps doing the things that cause her to fail. And this culminates with her being thrown out of the program. She does something really stupid, causes an accident, and because she cannot do the work, she can't finish, she just keeps messing around, and so they say, "We've had enough, you're gone." So what does she do? Does she go into a self-reflective bout of depression and look upon herself and realize that she's a self-centered narcissist twat that can't recognize how privileged that she was, and come to the conclusion that she needs to fix herself, become more humble, and do whatever she can to get back into the good graces of the school and get herself back into the program? Does she do that? No. She does what every minority urban youth would do. She blames everyone else, breaks into the school and steals the armor. And then she joins a criminal gang and proceeds to commit multiple felonies, including manslaughter, in an effort to get the money that she needs to finish the suit. And along the way, she invents multiple technological devices that if she would, not commit crimes and focus on, making those into viable products, she would have the money that she needed to finish the suit. And we later find out that the leader of the criminal gang has literally pledged his soul to the devil, who arrives in the show in the form of the character Mephisto, played by Sacha Baron Cohen. So let me back up and give you the total picture here. We have a young black female who spits in the face of every opportunity that she has, resents everything about the society that she lives in, and blames her condition on everyone else and the privilege that they have, not recognizing her own privilege. And she takes up a life of crime with a gang led by a devil-worshipping leader, and the devil is played by a Jewish comedian. And this is supposed to be a hero's story. I think it might be the most unintentional self-own in the history of media. It is astounding. And it's astoundingly bad. It's a steaming pile of dog shit in terms of story, framing, pacing, character development, acting, plot. I mean, you name it, it's a turd. And it cost $190 million. And it sat on the shelf for 2 years. It's been sitting out there for 2 years, and they haven't been putting it out there and putting it in front of people because they know it's so bad. You don't hate these people enough. This is what they want you to watch, and they want you to love it. It's not acceptable for you to ignore it. Okay, if you're not watching it and approving of it and validating it, then you're a racist fascist. Well, all right then. Anyway, I hope you have fun this weekend. Don't watch any Marvel crap. Don't lose any of your fingers or other body parts. Eat some barbecue. Spend some time with your family. That's all I have time for this week. Like and subscribe. Come see us over on Gab, Nice Crew, and the Cold Fury blog, and I will see you on the next episode.